In this episode of the Smoogleville Workshop, we'll be reviewing the Triton SuperJaws XXL portable clamping system. Howdy folks, and welcome to another episode of the Smoogleville Workshop. And once again we are joined by my dear friend Rob, and this week we're going to be looking at the Triton SuperJaws XXL. So, and there's Rob's right there, and so we're going to review this. It's an out-of-the-box review. I haven't taken mine out of the box yet, and Rob has got some wisdom to share with us about this excellent tool. All right, so let's start, shall we, Rob, with a welcome to the show, by the way.
Hi, everybody.
And yeah, welcome to the show, mate. Good to have you with us. And once again, and another international review coming all the way from England. And so let's get started, shall we? Shall we do the out-of-the-box bit first and see what that looks like, and then we'll share that with the viewers. What?
Yeah, and I'll unpack this so that you can see how it is when you disassemble it or reassemble it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
so I'll start with it as if it were just out of the box.
Brilliant. Okay.
So you do your bit, and I'll undo this.
Now, oh, you're collapsed and ready to go, are you?
We're collapsed. Here's what it looks like collapsed.
Right. Excellent. Let's right, so you can see what I'm doing. Let's get it out of the box. I purposefully left it in the box just so we can share how much, if any, setup was required. There's a jaw there.
Maybe I have to fix the jaws.
There's all right, okay, but it looks like it's mostly intact. Wow. Okay. Muscle that out of there. All right. There's a handle thingy right there. Let's take the plastic off here. The poly. Let's see. This can take up to 550 pounds in weight. It's 47 pounds itself.
Yeah.
So it's quite liftable. It's quite manageable. It's an easy 45 pounds. Looks like more or less the only tool you'll need is some cutters, just to release these electrical ties. Okay. So they haven't overdone the packing, which is nice. You know, I won't spend the next 3 weeks trying to dispose of poly and cardboard. So the first question is, how does the setup work? Presumably this leg like this. Right, and I guess we turn those to lock them. Okay, well that's simple enough. Now this middle leg, how do you get this to release, mate?
So for the little leg, but rather the single leg, just pull it towards the back of the machine away. It's in a little housing.
Yes.
And you'll release it, and then you'll be able to hinge it out.
Oh, I see. Got to undo this.
Oh yeah, okay, right. There's a little knurled. That's it. You got it. And you got your finger as well, apparently.
Got bit real bad with that.
I think we should definitely edit that bit out.
Well, I don't know.
Thanks, Triton.
Buyer beware. I wasn't. It went suddenly, and I got hooked up on. It's not. It was just user. What's the word?
Complete and utter knuckle dragging Neanderthal.
Yeah.
That was the word I was looking for. Right. A complete troglodyte.
Right, flip it up. You're done. You're ready. You need to fit the little handle.
All right, let's turn this puppy up and see what we got.
It's so light. It's just you can do it with one hand, easy.
Oh.
So, what do I have here, Rob? What have I purchased?
Right, well, you've basically got the best easily operatable jaw, vice jaw, very, very, very strong indeed, and will take a huge amount of weight, and is foot operable, which means you've got your both hands free. So if you're sticking a huge, great door or something heavy, a log, into the jaws, and you need to use both your hands to maneuver the thing into position, this is the perfect tool for it because you've got both hands. So when you've got it in the transport position, like Neil just, and by the way, have you fitted the handle? This bit?
No. Where does that go, mate?
Here. Here, look, in this bracket here. There's the nut you're holding. That handle goes through into a little orange metal bracket on the side that you've got. Yeah.
Right.
Where your knob is now.
Right. So we've got this piece.
That's it.
A handle thing.
That's it.
Let me just show that. So we've got this piece. And
Here's
this
the
is
handle.
going to go.
Here you are. Look. Can you see? Handle.
Right.
Handle. Nut.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what that was for. So
there's a little bracket here.
Right. So there's this guy. I see. Yeah, there's like a bolt. Doesn't matter which way round that thing goes. I suppose it doesn't, does it?
Don't think so. It's just a bracket, isn't it?
Yeah.
Centered. It's
This is
centered,
just
so
a
I don't
rounding handle, is it?
Hmm?
That's just for carrying, I take it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't really carry it without it though, so I think you need to put it in.
Oh yeah, it would be a bit less awkward. Okay.
Yeah, you've got this proper handle on one side, and then on the other side there's just an indent with a plastic bit, and then there's a third handle which is, if I put it that way, you'll be able to see it better.
Yeah.
Which is this thing here.
That's where.
There's a little sort of knob that helps you to operate the vise. Look, you can pull the vise jaws more easily with this.
Right. Got it. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, and it's got a stowing point which is off the vise. You can screw it into the side of the body somewhere if you're not using it.
Right. Okay. So good. So there was a couple of little setup things to do then. Basically, get that handle on, which we've done. Put this little handle in the top in the vise.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're done. We're ready to go.
Pretty sure that that's it.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So you carry yours with that end handle, do you?
Yeah, it's like this.
Okay. Okay. Good. Right. Gotcha.
So I'm wandering around, and let's not kid ourselves. It's quite heavy.
Yeah.
This idea that it's infinitely portable, £45, doesn't really sound that much, but it is quite heavy. So that's not a bad thing. It's heavy because it needs to be to carry robust and heavy objects without tipping over.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I liked it. It is seriously thick steel. It's good quality.
Right. Yes.
Which you expect from Triton, because they do make good tools, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yes.
So first things first. There's a little. Do you know? Have you ever put up a gazebo, and you have those telescopic poles?
Yeah.
And they have a little ball bearing, don't they? And you press them in, and it allows it to pop past a stop.
Gotcha.
You probably can't see this on camera. In fact, I'm sure you can't. It's too far away. But at the base of this leg, there's a little ball bearing poking out. And what you have to do is press that in, and then you can release. See, I can't move the leg at the moment. It won't fold. until I press this little ball bearing here.
Oh,
And now it's released it. Did you see that? And if you lift it, it'll click. So I've pressed it in, and now the leg comes up, and it comes all the way up to the top. And then you just swivel this nut just through half a turn, and now it's captive top.
Good.
Then to get the bottom, the third leg out, the single tripod, it's a monopod. It's got two legs on one side, one on the other. It's stuck into a little housing under here. So you just have to pop it that way. You can see it's just come out, and then you can lift it up, just pull it back, because it's got another housing on this side. So once you pull it in, you just pop it down into that housing. You can feel it locate. It goes all solid. And then you can just tighten it. Tighten it up with this little...
Yeah, there's a little foot it goes into inside there.
Yeah, exactly. Once it goes back all the way. So that's not going anywhere. It's got a mechanical leverage. And then the actual vice operating thing, you just pull up and you'll hear it click. Now it's ready to go. And all we've got to do is flip it over. And look at these big feet that are, you could even bolt them to a garage floor. So if you wanted to use this for, really heavy lifting and it was permanently fixed, you can bolt through these feet.
Oh, yeah, I see that, yeah.
So it is quite an animal, actually.
Yes.
I was pleasantly surprised at how robust it was.
Yes. Yeah, it does seem well built.
There it is in the up position. And the vise is very simply the whole of the top, basically.
Right. Yeah.
So if I tip it forward, can you see the whole of this black top is the jaw of the vise?
Right.
And it can really, you can get a full door. You can clamp a door with this in width mode.
Yeah.
As easy as winking. I've done it actually and sawn all around it. And you can then, if you want something even bigger than that, you can take the jaw off altogether, flip it round, reattach it, just slide it on. It just slides, and then that's once it needs to go past the locking mechanism,
right,
about there. Then you've got, what's this? It's a meter at least. Look at that. Look at the width of that clamping. That is
right.
38 inches. It's a meter basically. I don't know what the specs say it is, but it's big is what it is. And then you can stick in there anything you want. And look, even fully shut, it's this wide. So the normal position is to have it on that way round.
Right. So let me
and I'll get you and then to operate it, shall I? Let me move this over.
Yeah, just one sec.
Just move this
I'm going
over.
to get that over to the locking mechanism, and that is 40 inches. The vise is just over the mechanism at 40 inches.
Right. Yeah.
So that is like you say, that is a fairly large. Obviously, we'd take this knob out.
Yeah.
If we were.
That's a seriously large vise, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's just insane. Yeah.
So, and I think its real benefit is very simple. This thing is not rocket science, but it allows you to clamp like so with your foot. So you just move the jaws roughly to the thing that you want to. I'm going to clamp up this honking great piece of pine. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to pop it in that way. So all I do is just get the jaws roughly right. There's a little button here, which probably you should do a close up of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is it's a classic padlock sign saying unlock and lock. When it's in the up position, it's unlocked, and then you push that down, and it's now ready to clamp. And all you do is pump the lever, the foot lever, and give it a sharp bit of weight on it, and that's not going anywhere. And both my hands were free. So if that was a log, if I was chainsawing a log, you've got both hands free to place it in the jaws while you then shut it with your. And it's got, I read the specs somewhere. I think it's got 1,000 kilos, a metric ton of clamping pressure, which means whatever you're clamping, it's not going to go anywhere. And the legs, they look sort of flimsy and a bit,
you know, you'd think something with 4 legs might be more stable, but not true. It's because it's a tripod arrangement, it can sit on uneven ground, which is really useful. And it just doesn't go anywhere. You know, it's brilliant. It is really well designed. And then there's various jaw accessories, which, you know, because I do a lot of log work. So here's a pair of the log, and you can see they've got tonking great teeth ready to bite into a piece of bark for more rudimentary cutting with a chainsaw.
Right.
So you can do it as a log cutter as well. And all you do is unscrew the primary vise and put those on instead. The jaws, you know, just at these bits. To undo, all you do is you press this button, this unlock lock padlock button up.
Yeah.
That disengages a lot, and then you once again push forward on the pedal until you feel it sort of give, and then it springs back, and the jaw's now free.
Let me try that. So I've just put some bits of pine in there, and I'm going to push this from the unlock position down, and then I'm going to just use this foot thing. Ah, yeah, there, it just bit.
Yeah, and if you the more pressure you put on it, the more tight will be the grip.
Right.
And it really is seriously tight. You know, I mean.
Yeah, I can't.
You can lift the whole thing up.
I can't move. Yeah, let us sit now. What about unlocking? So to release it, we lift up.
Release it and then jump on the pedal again.
And just.
Don't be shy about putting a bit of weight on it. That's it. You've done it. You're done.
All right. Yeah.
That's it. Simple as that.
Oh, and no matter where you are, it's going to grip it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Uneven ground, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Take a saw to it. You can grip it quite far from the. You don't have to center it in the vise because it's so well gripped. You can have a piece of timber extending wide out and then get a decent saw. You know, get a saw to it without.
Yeah.
Snagging or fouling the saw on the tool.
It's even pretty good. It's even pretty good. I just put it on sort of one side of the wood of the jaws there, and because it's very straight, it's not doing what a lot of vices do, which is
bending.
Bend like that, and then it gets loose and pops out. It won't do that.
No.
Traveling in the very set direction and can't.
Another thing that I've been using it for is taking a huge, great piece of ply or OSB or some other man-made board as a makeshift work table. Again, when I'm doing garden stuff, when I was doing the pergola, I was doing lots of hand cutting of the miters in the rafters and stuff. And I wanted to be able to secure the wood properly. So I took a whacking great piece of ply, and then I clamped that in this, which formed a table, which I could then use to clamp other bits of wood onto, like a mobile workbench, really. Some people apparently use two. They have one on either side of a workbench, so you can clamp a workbench at either side, like a more sophisticated saw stand kind of thing. But I'm not sure I'd be prepared to spend 2 lots of the cost of this to do that. But you can certainly clamp one piece of ply onto it and make it into a table really easily.
Yeah, one could make a sawhorse.
Sawhorse, that's the word, yeah.
Of equivalent height.
Yeah.
And to augment. Now, can we talk about accessories for a minute? Because you were showing me, those are log jaws.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you could get accessories until you told me about that, so that's good. But apparently, I looked on the website they've got log jaws, there's engineering jaws for holding pipe and stuff. They're shaped purposely for holding stuff.
Yes.
In the long direction. And some other interesting things. There's some extension bars that go through these triangle. Did you get those?
No, I haven't got. I've got the triangles. I haven't got the extension bars. Right.
Those two plastic surrounded triangles take a triangular aluminum extension bar.
Right.
They retail at about $115 here. There's 2 of them and they're 600 millimeters. What's that? That's about
2 foot.
Yeah. So about 2 foot long. And they go in, and then you can get all kinds of gadgets that hang off that, like rollers. There's a roller accessory.
Right.
And there's even a tool tray, which is rather cool as well. So just to wrap up, mate, on this review. So you use it for a lot of logging, a lot of wood reclamation with your with those jaws.
I will do. I haven't done it yet, but that's the plan. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't used them yet. Okay.
News. Look, they've literally not got a mark on them yet.
Yeah.
That's exactly where it will. Well, I will also use it. In fact, round about now, I tend to start, making firewood because Em and I like some open fires.
Right.
So, and I've got, we're out at the moment, so I've got to do all that. And I'll use this as the sawhorse basically because it keeps the logs still, and you can just go zing, 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 zing off the end.
Oh.
There's another thing. When I clamped the door in it, I clamped a bike in it as well when I first got it, just by the tire, and the bike was literally over on one side. The whole of the bike was out on one side.
I think I saw a picture.
Just the wheel clamped with just the wheel clamped in the machine.
Yeah.
And I thought it's going to pull it over. Surely the leverage, it will pull it over, but it didn't because of the tripod legs. They're just very well balanced.
Yeah, it's very
stable design, isn't it? I think that's my takeaway from this. Is it's good, it's big, it's robust, it's well made, it's well engineered. It's not going to break. You'll never break it.
Yeah.
And it's good for taking big, heavy stuff. Yeah, nice.
You have to try and mount your Harley Davidson in it and see if it'll hold that.
and of course, the idea behind it protruding a long way sideways from the device means I can have a log with enough space to get the chainsaw to do several discs off the end of it, ready for axing it into firewood. You see, so it just makes it easy.
You're giving me an idea for a test here.
Oh,
I have a large piece of oak, which I'm going to clamp at ridiculous and see at what point it tips.
Yeah, this is a bit of 5/4.
It's just bragging about his big wood, folks. Don't listen to him.
Actually, this is more than 5/4. This is a piece of what is this?
That is a serious piece of oak. Wow, that's got to be 6B3.
Yeah, it's let me measure it. It's 8/4 by 6 inch. Yeah. Right. Let's see.
8/4. That's with the phone then. Go away.
Right. Now this is ridiculous. Let's see if I can.
Sorry about that, folks.
Oh. Of course, one must put it in the lock position for that to work. Can you see that?
I can see the wood poking out. That's better. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it? That really is.
Yeah, that's bonkers. That is, and that's no wimpy bit of pine either. That is.
No, that's serious.
That's 57 inches beyond the jaw. Right. Let's see at which point it tips. Let's release it.
Oh, this is the acid test.
Have to get it in the locking position first.
But look, notice you're using both hands.
Yeah.
Is that going? That looked like it was going then.
It's getting there. It's getting off balance.
Yeah.
I must admit.
Yeah, well, try sticking a saw right at the far end and see how off.
Yeah, that didn't go.
But, you stick a little pole underneath it, couldn't you? Just makeshift, just sacrificial.
Yeah.
But just to support it if you're cutting it from that distance.
Exactly.
That's impressive, isn't it? Considering that's solid oak. I mean, that is not a light piece of wood.
Yeah, and that's 67 inches. Let's see if I can get the actual full length of this is 78 inches, 78 1/4.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and let's. I'm gonna actually try and get it right to the edge. Yeah.
Of course you are.
Because
Why wouldn't you? It's become personal. It's personal now, isn't it?
It is. It was just teetering. I'm going to have it fully in the jaws.
You will not be happy until that's constantly, positively bouncing around your workshop.
Oh, it's a like neutral buoyancy now. That would tip if I let it.
Yeah.
See that? Look, it's just there. It goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's insane. I mean, you'd never. Yeah, that's actually just about the limit. And
Don't tell me it's 1,000,000 feet. And if you wanted to teach your wood how it is in zero gravity, you're sorted.
yes, that's where it is right now. Yeah, 70 1/4 inches of 8/4 by 6-inch oak.
8/4, that's 2 inches, right? 8
Yeah,
quarters.
yeah.
Why don't they just say 2 inches?
I don't know. It's how it's always listed that way. I don't know. It's all in quarters. Oh, look, a nice splinter.
Ah, that'll be sawn wood then.
Yeah. Oh, this is rough sawn. And it's actually beautiful wood.
It's white oak. I can see it. It's lovely.
Yeah, white oak. I get it from CP Johnson over there in Elkwood.
Oh, yeah.
Now, CP, another plug for you, man. He's got some wonderful, wonderful hardwoods there. Real,
Yeah.
you know, furniture quality, which is where this came from. But yeah, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? You know, you almost don't need to have a sawhorse, a secondary sawhorse.
No, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah,
and even if
that, I'm surprised. I didn't think it would. I mean, whether it would be, you could actually do anything with that, I'm not sure. It was a little bit teetery, but
yeah, no, you would need to support something that far out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, practically. If you were cutting this end of it, you could get away with it though.
Yeah.
All you'd have to do is put your foot on one of these legs here, and you're sorted.
Yeah.
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 That's really.
Yeah.
Now, how do you fold the little handle back? The underneath part. Let's collapse it. Talk me through the collapse process now. How do you do yours? Do you have a kind of knack?
Yeah, flip it upside down first. Flip the whole thing upside down, and I do it. I just, yeah. You don't need to lift it. You don't need to put your back under any stress. Just that's it, like that.
Yeah, just let it roll over.
Yeah, exactly.
Upside down.
Upside down, so it's like a dog on its tickle tummy mode.
Yeah.
Then first things first, do your
this pedal thing, right?
Yeah, do that. Yeah, and all you do, there's a little
So
if you look, the middle of that pedal on the inside of it, there's a little metal bracket, isn't there? That's a switch, basically. That's it. You've done it. Lift that up and then pop it down.
Oh, I see it. Clear.
Keep it lifted and it releases a little trigger sort of thing.
See that? You do that first.
That's it. And then it doesn't,
leg, or does it
doesn't particularly matter which order you do the rest in. You've got to undo the little, the locking nut and then pull it out of its what's it. And then can you see that little housing? Just that's it. You've got it.
Got it.
Yeah. That's it.
And then these guys.
Yeah, I'm not wild about the design of that semicircular nut thing, but I found them a bit fiddly, to be honest, but hey ho.
Ah, interesting. It does interfere slightly with the handle, but if it's folded down, it's actually all right.
Yeah.
It
might be best to do those first then. Do the handle last.
The little ball bearing isn't quite
not catching.
Not quite catching the hole.
I might have got the handle, the order of things wrong then. It might be better to do the handle last.
Really?
Well, are they snagging on the handle?
No, they're not. They're just not registering in the hole. They're slightly off center, so they're not popping up.
Ah, right.
They're a little too far this way.
Right.
If I filed the hole, it would work.
No, I didn't have that problem with mine.
Yeah, it might just be some drift in the. That one's kind of catching. They're sort of there, but they're not really stopping me doing that, you know.
Yeah.
So I expect that if I stand this up now, if they, no, it's enough to hold them, just about.
Right.
Yeah, but there's not much. It takes almost nothing. You know, does yours do that, or is it locked?
No, mine does locate. That sounds like it's a slight fault, actually.
Yeah, I might. What I'll do is I'll file the hole.
Yes. Or yeah. It shouldn't fall down because it's going to crack you in the shin, isn't it? If it does that when you're carrying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something, you know.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a manufacturing fault by the sounds of it. Either that or they've assembled the leg slightly incorrectly. It's worth looking at how the hinge end of the leg is, and if there's any adjustment there.
Yeah. It just needs a slight bit filed out of the bottom of the hole. The only bummer of that is, of course, it'll expose metal, so it'll rust if it gets damp. But yeah, it's just slightly off. But you know, yeah. I could put a bungee around it, I suppose, or I could just try and fix it. But other than that, that's really good. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Cool, mate. Awesome.
Please click the like button if you found this episode helpful, and we'd love to have you as a subscriber, as there's always something interesting going on in the Smoogleville workshop.